I'm 40, and someone recently told me that I didn't dress my age and I didn't look my age. I both disagree and I kind of don't understand because, like, what's a 40-year-old supposed to look like? What does a 40-year-old dress like? I'm 40 and this is how I dress, and this is how I look. Therefore, I look my age. I think that's just kind of the end of it.
Now, let me say this. You know, let me give you my opinion about this off the bat. Okay. Now, this is just my opinion, and this is how I would think. I can't help how I think. It's just how I think, and I make no apologies about it, really. But here's if I were to meet her out in the street, automatically my brain would go to mental illness. Okay, I would think that this woman has some kind of a mental illness. Now, some might say, why would you automatically think that? Why can't she just dress the way that she dressed? She has to know at by 40 society norms. She has to know this. Okay? If she don't know societal norms, that to me triggers there's an issue there. Someone told her she don't dress like a 40-year-old, and she said, well, what does a 40-year-old dress like? Well, take 140-year-olds, line them up, and get an average on what they look like. I could probably guarantee you none of them out of the 100 would look like her. Okay? You might be able to snatch a kid in the elementary school and get someone who dresses like her. But out of that 100, practically none of them would look like her. And that's why my first thought would be some type of mental illness. Now, when you say mental illness, I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying that's what it would go to. It's just where it would go to. Okay, you by 40, people expect you to know societal norms, and if you don't know what a societal norm is, this is then there's something wrong. This is that arbitrary, need to be right, anecdotal bubble that a lot of women, too many women, live in. It's a bubble of I see the world through my eyes, and that's all I can relate to is my world. In my world, there's sunshine and rainbows, and I'll put those rainbows in my hair, and I'll wear the sky as a coat, and I look. That's why I would go to mental illness. Now, I'm gonna tell you a short story. Okay, once upon a time there was a rapper. His name was Jay-Z. Okay, Jay-Z once wore fitted hats, football jerseys. Okay, until he met a beautiful queen named Beyonce. Beyonce said to him, you're of a certain age. Why don't you start dressing like that? Jay-Z said, you know what? You may be on to something. Maybe it's time for me to grow up. So much so that he started to brag about his new look in some of his songs. He got rid of the jerseys. He got rid of the fitted hats. He got rid of all of that stuff that made him look like he wasn't in a societal norm. But his woman put him on to that, and he changed his look. Sometimes it just seems that Men can be more, I don't know. It's almost as if a lot of women, you can't really tell them anything. You can't really tell. You can't even convince them. They only want to see the world through their own eyes and in their own bubble. They want to forever live in the fantasy world. And I just don't know why that is. She has to know that dressing like that is not, like, how do you even get through life dressing like that? How do you go to job interviews like that? Do you work at the job like that? Like, what place will even allow you to work in that situation, unless you have your own thing going or you're a trust fund baby or something? But how can you get through life not knowing societal norms and knowing what a 40-year-old or an average 40-year-old dresses like? Let's check out some of the comments that was on this post. One of them says, she definitely dresses like she's 40. At 40, you begin your journey into F all y'all stage. And I do whatever the F I want. So this checks out. She got 15,000 likes on that. So, again, women can hardly really ever be, and I don't want to say all women, but a lot of women, when you're in a sisterhood, the code is you cannot criticize other sisters in the sisterhood. Okay. And, a lot of times women have a hard time criticizing other women. Mind your business, leave people the F alone. And this is very underrated. So there you go. More sisterhood support. Once you pledge allegiance to the sisterhood, they back you up. All right. Everyone complains about everyone looking alike. When you look different, it's still a problem. In conclusion, do you? So there you have it. Some people are just bitter and hate when they encounter someone who's happy and authentic. And, again, the sisterhood support is very heavy, and the encouragement that is given to other sisters in the sisterhood helps to keep everyone, because everyone wants to live in their bubble. So it helps to keep all the women in their bubble, okay, and in their own anecdotal world. Okay, we don't like reality. We're gonna stay in our fantasy, and we're gonna help other women stay in their fantasy. I mean, that's just how I view it. Another one says, she said what she said, and we need to mind our own business. Let her stay in her fantasy world. I mean, all of these comments are really proving my point here, that women have a hard time critiquing other women. Let a guy come out in that same attire. Let a guy come out in that same mentality, those same colors. Two totally different reactions, I bet you. Okay. So there you have it. I like her aesthetics. It like she came out of Candyland during dusk. I guess they meant it looks like she came out of Candyland. I think they forgot the looks on there. I love how this was made to shame her, but nobody is doing that. Yes, again. Look, I haven't even seen these comments. I haven't even seen this video. So all of this is new to me. And again, all these comments is kind of proving my point that when you're in a sisterhood, you get support from the sisterhood. They help keep you in your fantasy land. They help keep you in your bubble. It's hard for women to critique other women because they know They living in their fantasy land, and they don't want nobody to disturb them in the matrix either. So, you know, no hate or anything about this, no shade or anything. I'm just pointing out a pattern here. So there you have it with her. I just think that you know, we got to do better. This lady chewing at the end is cracking me up. She does look like some kind of. I'll keep that to myself. But in my opinion, I'm thinking mental illness, and it could be something mild, but there's definitely an issue there. And I'm not saying anything is, you know, she has a right to dress however she wants to dress. But for me, the issue is not what she's dressing in. The issue for me is she don't know what's normal. All that being said, hit the like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Beautiful, shoot. Beautiful ain't even the word for me. They ain't even got no word to describe how beautiful I am.